Thank you all for coming, and thank you to Amnesty International who have provided the means for us to come here and to talk to you in Spain. One of the things you just heard is that what happens is we kill the messenger. Chelsea saw things that were wrong, she saw human rights violations, and she saw them as an analyst in the United States Army. She knew that the people of the world would never know what the government was doing unless she told them.
She was an expert in Shia militias. One day, Manning was instructed by her command to find intelligence on 15 individuals who were arrested at a printing press by Iraqi security forces for allegedly printing anti-Iraqi literature. And it turned out to be a scholarly treatise on a benign scholarly treatise on public corruption in Iraq. Manning knew that when she informed her command that these were not militants, they were not associated with any kind of militia, that they were scholars and they were engaging in free expression during an election season, she was instructed by her command to run along and find out more information that could be handed over to essentially what were al-Maliki's security forces. Manning, a co-worker of Manning in Iraq, said in the court record that if there was one moment when he thought that Manning snapped, that was the moment. Because Manning later said when she was in court that she knew that if she handed over information that would wrongfully implicate these individuals engaging in completely natural and free expression, that they would likely be disappeared or tortured by the Iraqi security forces.
And she gets 35 years in prison for that, while the people who committed the crimes, the people who committed the human rights violation, have never been charged. And this is where we find ourselves, interestingly, today at the anniversary of Human Rights Day and the anniversary of the Convention Against Torture is the same day that Chelsea Manning sits in jail, looking forward to another 30-odd years in jail. And the torture report comes out, which tells the rest of the world things that some of us knew about our clients and the horrific acts of the United States CIA. As Alexa said, we will continue to ask the President to pardon Chelsea, but at the same time we will appeal to the Court of Appeals for the Army. We have many grounds. One is that the Espionage Act, as it is applied to Chelsea Manning, is unconstitutional. It's a violation of our constitutional rights. We will argue that her pretrial confinement involved so much torture that the case should be dismissed. We will argue that it took too long to bring her to trial. We'll argue that witnesses should have been allowed, some that Alexa has talked about. There were many other witnesses that Chelsea wanted for her trial that she wasn't allowed to bring forward.
Manning appealed to the only other higher law that she could, which was the public conscience. And I think for that reason, she certainly deserves our support.